It's time for another Dice Tower review with Z. Garcia.
Hey everybody, today I'm taking a look at a cooperative game called 8 Epics. Now 8 Epics here is actually a reprint from AEG of the original Japanese printing of 8 Epics, which I want to say I reviewed some time ago, and I found it to be okay. Now, this game is basically the same game, but there is one new aspect here, which I'll talk about in my overview, near the end of the overview, and the artwork is different, and the packaging is a little bit different, etc. Let me give you a look at this one, and then at the end I'll reiterate what I thought of the game, and I'll tell you if I think this is a better product than the original. In 8 Epics, the players are going to be cooperating against a number of threats here until they have all been defeated or all of the hero characters are gone. At the beginning of the game, everybody is going to be given one of these characters. In this case, we are looking here at a game with 4 players. So there's one here, one over here, and one here, and the rest are all still in play. So you play with all 8, no matter how many people are sitting at the table. The rest are simply placed over here, and they're called the common avatars. So anybody can use those. You are going to pick a number of threats. You are going to flip one. You are going to add it here to the active section. You are going to take a look at how many dice it requires, in this case 8. So I'm going to take 8 dice. Those will be in the active pool. I'm going to roll those, place them over here, remove the rest for now, and then the first player is ready to begin. Let's say it is this player right here. So what they're trying to do, and what all the players are trying to do, is get through all of these threats, each one having multiple things that must be accomplished, until they're all gone, and then you win the game. Everybody will win. Or when all of these avatars have their life die reduced to 0, and you still haven't finished, so you lose in that case. Okay? On my turn, I am going to select an avatar. It can either take my own or one of the common ones, and the reasons for that are tied to the special powers on the avatars. For right now, let's just say I'm picking my own. I'm going to exhaust it, so I remember I've already used this one, and then I get one reroll in the reroll phase, and I get reroll up to 3 dice. This first challenge right here tells me that I need 8 dice, and I need a total of 10 or less. And so I'm going to take the 3 largest dice right here, and I'm going to roll them again, and this is what I got. Now that that's done, I can spend life points. And I can spend the life points on my active avatar to either re-roll again, up to 3 dice again, or use whatever the power is on my character. This character's power is change the result of 1 die to a 1. Great. So I'm going to spend 1 life point and change this 6 to a 1. And I am even going to do it again and change this 3 to a 1. And I could continue. But let's say I'm done. Let's say I don't want to drain this character completely. I am done for now. It would be the next player's turn, and they are going to continue what's been going on. Pick an avatar. Again, either this one or one of these. In this case, this one says change the result of 1 die to a 6. So I probably don't want that right now. I'm going to take one of these other ones. So let's say this one says choose the result of a die, increase or decrease by 1. All the dice showing that result. Great. I'm going to take that one. That will be my active avatar. I will turn it. And then I am going to, if I want to give myself a reroll, I'm going to reroll just these 2. And I got a 3 and a 1. Great. And now I'm going to spend 1 life point on this one to have all of these 2s become 1s. And this is all the dice manipulation that happens in this game. You're going to have all sorts of these things going on. So 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's enough. That will do it. And I've completed the first challenge on this card. The next challenge opens up immediately. We make the dice pool immediately. I roll 8 dice, and I need exactly what this card lists. Let me give you a closer look at some of these challenge cards so you see what I'm talking about here. But basically, each one is going to show you something that you are trying to accomplish. Different lines tell you what you need. So 10 or less. This line needs specifically those faces seen there. On 8 dice, 45 or better. And lastly, 8 dice with the same number, all of them. And I know these sound impossible, but the characters have ways to manipulate these dice in pretty fantastic and interesting ways. This is another one here that, the amount of dice goes up and they all need to be the same number. This one here, you start with a pool of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dice. You start with a pool of 8 dice, all set to 6. And they need to change all to 1s. And then you got to do it backwards. All the 1s to 6. So 2 challenges on this one. You have this as many different challenges, but they're small, 1 single die each. And so that's how the game works. You are trying to get through these. You are going to play through 5 of these challenges individually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then at the end, you must complete 2 at the same time for the final showdown, okay? Now, since I'm here giving you a close-up look at this, let me give you a close-up look at some of these heroes so you understand how this goes here. By the way, once you have completed a card completely, so once I've completed this card entirely, all of the heroes would reset, they refresh, and we flip over the next card, and you begin on that new challenge. You flip a new challenge over, and you start working on that one, okay? So this one here is going to show you just all the different characters that you yourselves, the players, can be. And so again, they have an amount of health they began with, and they have some special power that they give you throughout the game. You can spend your life points to trigger that. You've seen that one already. Some are even going to allow you to heal other players, like this one. You can use this to heal. And the powers are simple, but they are very, very powerful on these character cards. And since they are all in play always, then you can count on having it available to you as long as somebody else before you didn't already exhaust the card and, deny you of that power. That's pretty much it. The only other thing I have not shown you here is the event cards that you may choose to play with, and those are right here. These event cards just give you a little more flavor to the game. You can choose to play with them or without them. They were not in the original printing of this game. So just giving you a look here at what these kinds of cards entail. But this is a nice little addition. If you want a little bit more going on, that you can choose to throw these in there and just spice the whole thing up. All right? So that's basically it. I'm going to go back up top and tell you some final thoughts about 8 Epics. So here are the things I like about it. It's a co-op game. I like that. I like all the characters in play, and I like that they are simple characters. You don't have to learn all this crazy stuff to be able to manipulate the game to do what you want it to do. And I like that in cooperative games. I like that all the 8 characters are in play, no matter how many people you are playing with. That's neat, being able to grab one of the characters from the center and utilizing their power. So, cool. And I like that extra stuff that they added. It makes the game, it gives you a little bit something. It makes it harder, and then makes it easier. And it's a new dimension. It's something else, which the game, I think, definitely needed a little more something, because it's a very simple game, really, with few components. So I like that. My main concern from the original one is still my main concern here, which is that I find the game to not have a lot of replayability. It's a game in which, even through one game, towards the end of that one game, you're going to find yourself a little tired of rolling dice and trying to line them up with whatever the thing is, And that's, again, over just one play. If you play this game 10 times, I think you'll be sick of it, And that's my main issue there. Now, the artwork in this one I find very captivating. And again, this is a very well-done product from AEG. I just find the game to be something that will become pedantic after a while, unfortunately. But That's not the end of the world. It is a small game. It's a relatively inexpensive game that you can buy, play, get your money's worth out of it, and then move on from it. It's a well-designed game. It's a neat game. And if you like this concept of dice manipulation, you are definitely going to get it from 8 Epics. So I would recommend it with the caveat that the game can be a little samey kind of quickly, you know. So that's it for me. 8 Epics. If you're going to get it, this is the version to get. And if you like co-ops with a bunch of dice rolling, then you should look into it.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.